מה טוב ומה נעים, שברכים גם יחד. הנה 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 מה טוב ומה נעים, שברכים גם יחד. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Cantor Shocket.
So great to see you.
So great to see you there next door and across the way and through the E-waves. And
I could almost just touch you that way.
I know. Which way am I supposed to go?
Whichever way it is. But
I'm so pleased to be with you, Mike, my longtime partner.
It's so great. I wish we could get back to really being on the bima together.
I know. I miss you. I miss everyone. I really do. But welcome to our congregational family, and I know to many guests too. And thank you to all of you for being here to be with us, to welcome Shabbat, and to sing, and to reflect on our tradition, and also on this Shabbat, to connect to our commitment to support refugees here and in our broader community. Even though we really are only seeing one another, I really do, even through my computer, feel the sense of community from all the people who I know are sharing this service with us. It seems that so many times that we're offering things virtually, so many people are showing up that every time I go on, I feel the great love coming and the sense of community, the strengthening of our temple family. And even Shabbat services have been a vehicle for that. So thank you to everyone. And thank you too to Corey Amron, who in a moment will lead us in candlelighting. I also am so pleased that with us on this Shabbat is Margie Scher, a longtime member of our temple, who will speak about her amazing book, Indomitable, which captures stories of refugees from all around our country. Back in March, when we were very quickly closing down because of the spread of the virus, we delayed our annual Refugee Shabbat in the hopes that we would be together by now. And we chose tonight sort of in a random way, not realizing that this is Shabbat Bamidbar, where we begin the book of Numbers. But Bamidbar in Hebrew doesn't mean numbers. It means the wilderness. And this book really captures the experience of the Israelite people as wanderers, a time when we were homeless, when we could only imagine security and comfort of our own lands and our own dwellings. What a fitting portion for this Shabbat when we shine a spotlight on those who, like our own people, are wandering now in search of the safety of home. So in addition to Margie's words, we're also going to direct you at the end of the service to resources in ways that all of us can step up and support those people who are immigrants or refugees. And even our Shabbat candlelighting tonight is on that theme. So thank you all for being part of this Shabbat and so many of our virtual experiences. And now back to you, Cantor Shocket, to help us launch this service.
Great. Thank you, Rabbi Schwartzman. I just want to let everyone know that if you would like to follow along in the prayer book Mishkan Fila, there's an easy way to do that on our temple website, on our streaming page at templerodoshalom.org/live, which is probably where you're watching this. There is a link to the pop-up prayer book that the Central Conference of American Rabbis has provided for us. You can click on that. The page numbers that we say are the same page numbers that are in that pop-up book. You can simply type them in at the bottom or use the arrow to move back and forth, or simply just follow along with us. And you know the words, you know the melodies, so just sing along and enjoy Shabbat. So hopefully, Rabbi Schwartzman, that will be enough instructions for people to feel comfortable.
I think we're ready to rock and roll.
Okay. So we welcome Corey Amron, who brings us the beginning of Shabbat with the lighting of the Shabbat candles. And Corey, longtime member of our leadership, our board, and we welcome you tonight. And we invite you to lead us in a special reading for National Refugee Shabbat.
Thank you, Cantor. It's an honor to be here tonight. Shamor v'zachor, we observe and we remember. We welcome Shabbat with two candles, one to remember Shabbat and one to make it holy through our observance. Zachor, we remember. After the Jewish people's original journey as refugees, when we fled our biblical oppressors in Egypt, we were given the gift of Shabbat rest. Today, we remember Shabbat by linking ourselves to those who came before us, a people who, time and again, were forced to leave home in order to practice Judaism openly and freely. As we remember our own ancestors' journeys, we think of the millions of refugees and asylum seekers around the world today, still fleeing violence and persecution because of who they are. Shamor, we observe. We observe Shabbat by creating sacred space in our homes, in our synagogues, in all the places that give us refuge. We hope that the lights we kindle over these holy hours will illumine a path to the world made whole once more, a world in which our rest on this day will inspire us to action on all the days to follow. We observe, we remember, and now, inspired by our history and our faith, we will act. Together we will speak out against those who seek to close the doors of our country to refugees and asylum seekers. We will welcome newcomers to our communities, helping them to settle into new lives with ease. We will ground ourselves in our shared values, living them each and every day as we fight for justice for all. The flickering of these lights remind us of the divine spark that is within us. All of us equally deserving of dignity and respect, no matter who we are, what we look like, what we believe, or where we call home. Shamor v'zachor, we observe and we remember. May the transformative power of these Sabbath lights embolden us in our pursuit of justice so that we may transform our world.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Thank you so much, Corey. Appreciate being with us tonight. And now we're going to join together in an opening song, a song for this National Refugee Shabbat. I'm going to put the words on the screen. The words are from Olam Chesed Ibaneh, and we sing together this song about building a world full of love. Please join together. Yai lai, yai lai 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 lai, ya la lai lai lai, ya la lai lai, yai lai, ya lai 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 lai, ya da dai dai dai, ya da dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai dai, ya da dai dai dai, ya da dai dai, yai dai 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 dai, ya da dai dai dai, ya da dai dai. Olam chesed, olam chesed yibane, ya da dai dai dai, ya da dai dai. Olam chesed yibane, ya da dai dai dai, ya da dai dai. Olam chesed yibane, ya da dai dai dai, ya da dai dai. Olam chesed yibane, ya da dai dai dai, ya da dai dai. Join me in English. I will build this world from love. Ta da dai dai dai, ya da dai dai. And you must build this world from love. Ta da dai dai dai, ya da dai dai. And if we build this world from love, ta da dai dai dai, ya da dai dai, then God will build this world from love. Ta da dai dai dai, ya dai dai dai. And now we are turning to the first major part of our service, the Baruch Hu, our call to worship. If you are comfortable rising during the times that we rise, please do so. In the prayer book, we're on page 28 of the prayer book Baruch Hu. Yada dai dai dai, yada dai dai dai, yada dai dai dai, yada dai dai dai, yada lai lai lai, yada lai lai lai, yada lai lai lai, yada lai lai lai. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, Le'olam va'ed, Le'olam va'ed. Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai.
The Baruch Hu that we just sang is a call, most obviously to prayer. The cantor calls out to the congregation, basically asking, are you ready to praise God? Are you ready to pray? And in the second line, by responding, we, the congregation, affirm that we are indeed ready. But words, sung or chanted, are only one way to praise God. Our actions are another way. What we do matters, and our deeds have the potential to raise up the divine in the world. We go from the Baruch Hu, the call, to the Shema, the prayer of that affirms our unity. But what is in between them? Even when we are not worshiping, we must forge a path that links these two ideas. We must establish a direction. Let our praise through prayers or deeds help us to bring the Jewish people and all humanity into a state of oneness, an existence that brings wanderers home, those who are struggling, a sense of peace, those who are restless, calm, and all of us a sense of unity with each other and with our God. We turn to the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. And on page 36, if you'd like to chant with me the V'ahavta prayer, the prayer that reminds us it is up to us to follow God's commandments. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibareta bam Beshivtecha bevetecha, uvlechtecha vaderech, uveshochbecha uvekumecha, uksharatam leot ayadecha, vehayu letotafot bein einecha, uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha, leman tiskeru, Va'asitem et kol mitzvotai, vitem kedoshim leloechem. Ani Adonai Eloechem, asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem lelohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
The V'ahavta, that prayer so many of us love and know so well, instructs us to take our tradition with us each day, to carry it during our most mundane experiences, as well as when we reach the peaks of our own great mountains. The ancient Israelites lived with a sense of God in their everyday lives as well, even when they were in Egyptian bondage and then released. They arrived at the sea and crossed into freedom. Like so many refugees, they rejoiced and thanked God for that special moment. As they made it across the sea, they realized that they were in a place of potential security. As we sing the song of our ancestors' freedom, we think of all those who have safely arrived on a new shore, and those too who are waiting to cross over.
Michamocha ba'elim Adonai, Mikamocha nedar ba'kodesh, nora tehilot oseh לפני משה ומרים, זה ליאנו ואמרו, זה ליאנו ואמרו, Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed. Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed. Yalalai, yai, lai, yai, lai, 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 yai, yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, 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 lai. ונאמר כי פדה את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני קהל Yisrael. And now we are at the Fila section of our service, the section that connects us to our ancestors and allows us to offer prayers for thanksgiving, for worship, for peace. We'll begin with the prayers of the Avot together, page 46 in your prayer book, and then we'll take a moment of silent prayer so that you can think of your own blessings in your life, blessings that connect you to those before you, blessings that you find content in your faith, blessings for prayer, for thanksgiving and peace. And then we'll come back together after our silent prayer, singing Oseh Shalom together. So page 46, we begin at the first prayer of the Tefillah. Adonai sefatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chaste Avod V'Imahot, U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'Nehem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, ve'ezrat Sarah. And we continue silently. Oseh Shalom bimromav, Uya'aseh Shalom aleinu, Ve'al kol Yisrael, Ve'imeru Amen. Oseh Shalom bimromav, Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom bimromav. ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru amen. Hoseh shalom bimromahu yaseh shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Ve'imru We've come now to the moment in our service where we think about all those people that need our prayers for their healing of mind, body, and spirit. So many of us need healing, especially of spirit at this point as we continue staying at home. Those of us who are starting to go out, we do so very cautiously, but there's so many people among our congregation, among our families and friends who are on beds of illness. And so for all of them, we offer a Misha Berach prayer. In your prayer book, if you're following along, I'm on page 253. Misha Berach Avotenu ve'imotenu Avraham Yitzhak ve'Yaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel ve'Leah Hu yivarech et hacholim Hakadosh Baruch Hu Yimaleh Rachamim Alehem Lechachalimam Ularapotam Ulachachazikam Vishlach Lachem Mehera Refuah Shlema Min Hashamayim Refuat HaNefesh Urefuat HaGuf Hashta Ba'agala Uvizman Kariv V'nomar Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal all those who are ill, including Alon ben Barbara, David Eliyahu, Hannah Esther bat Krendel, Moshe ben Avraham, Nechama bat Chava v'Chanoch, Yehuda ben Fischel, Sally Bloomberg, Benaifer Davar, Sidney Duberstein, Catherine Elrod, Jeffrey Friedman, Robin Glazer, Dr. Howard Goldstein, Scott Higgins, Lois Kramer, Jonathan Kurtz, Eileen Marcus, Rabbi Robert Nosenchuk, Philip Ross, Pamela Seidel Grunfest. If you are thinking of someone that you would like to send your prayers for their speedy recovery, mind, body, or spirit, please do so now as I pause. And of course, we pray too for all those who are victims of violence in Israel and around the world, as well as those in service to our country who need emotional, physical, and spiritual healing, as well as all those people on the front lines of the pandemic, the doctors, the nurses, all of the medical personnel, and our first responders, as we offer for them this prayer. May the Blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored and their strength to be revived. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit, and let us say together, Amen. Mishe berach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Rabbi Schwartzman?
Thank you. It's my pleasure to invite a very long-time member of our congregation to share an amazing story with us. And as I said earlier, this is a bringing forward or bringing backward of our annual Refugee Shabbat, something that was actually happening nationally in March. But I bring now to all of you our longtime member, Margie Scher, whom I met at the very beginning of my time here, which is now 30 years ago. It'll be 30 years ago soon that I will have arrived here. And Margie and Gerson were people who I met very early on. They not only raised their two sons in our congregation, they also both have taken significant leadership roles throughout the 30 years that we've been together. So I begin by welcoming her to her, to a group of people who know her well, to her own community. But just to say a word about Marjorie in terms of her professional work, so that you know her beyond the walls of the temple. Margie built and sold and co-founded, built, and then later sold a consulting firm dedicated to helping employees to promote work-life balance. She worked with very many prestigious organizations in that capacity. She then also served as chief executive of two nonprofits, one devoted to child development and a child development center, and the other an organization devoted to providing medical care for uninsured children. So as you can see, she's a person who cares a lot about others and has put her heart and soul and professional life into that. She's also published 4 books, and she's here tonight to talk about her most recent book, which is called Indomitable, and tells the story of 32 current asylum seekers and immigrants in our country, and is just inspiring work. And thank you, Margie, for being with us tonight and always, and bringing us putting this spotlight on the experience of immigrants and refugees in our country. So I shift to you, and thank you again.
Thank you. Invasion, infestation, rapists, animals, criminals. This is how we've heard immigrants and immigration described, and this has infuriated me. I spent much of my career working with and for immigrants, and I've met hundreds of hardworking people who came to this country at great risk to themselves, mostly for the benefit of their children. So a few years ago, I joined the immigration working group at the temple. And one night at a meeting, Rabbi Sachs was describing to us the materials from the Religious Action Center on immigration and what temples and individual congregants could do. And there was a section called Changing the Narrative. And I thought, aha, maybe I can do my little part to help change the narrative. I'm a writer, I can write another book. So that's what I decided to do. I didn't want to write a political polemic, although I have plenty of opinions, and I didn't want to write a book of facts and figures. I wanted to write a book that might touch people's hearts. So I decided to interview immigrants and tell their stories. I worked through the nonprofits that I have a relationship with, as well as through my own personal network, and I found 32 amazing individuals who were willing to share their stories with me. I met them in coffee shops and libraries close to their homes or their workplaces, and it was an amazing experience. It's one thing to hear on TV about immigrants or read a story in the paper. It's another to have them sitting opposite you on a table and telling you their life story, their hopes, their dreams, their fears, their terrors. It was a great honor for me to do this. And I have a great need now to get these stories out so people can see the resilience and perseverance of these wonderful people. I'm going to tell you one of the stories tonight. Zaire grew up in Umarzai, Pakistan, part of Northwest Territories. It's a very conservative area. He tells me everybody looked alike, everybody spoke Pashto, everybody did the same things, and everybody believed what the imams told them to believe. There were mosques on every other street, and the imams had power over everything. Zaire was a very curious child, and he always asked questions. Why are things like this? What if they changed? And the adults in his village did not like that at all. But Zaire's father was a very enlightened individual, and he believed strongly in education. He brought books to Zaire all the time. Zaire was one of the only boys in the village to complete high school, and he was able to go to Peshawar to university. In fact, he eventually earned a master's degree in English literature and linguistics. He can speak all the dialects and languages in the area. There are 7 or 8 of them, as well as English, which is his favorite language. After Zaire earned his master's degree, one of his professors told him about the opportunity to apply for a Fulbright scholarship. So Zaire applied and was accepted. In addition to being very smart, he is also a poet, and he wrote a poem for his application, which is absolutely beautiful. So Zaire got ready to go to the United States. He had never left Pakistan before. And he arrived in Miami for a 3-day orientation. He spent 3 days in a state of total shock. He told me that he had never seen a woman who wasn't wearing a burqa before. Not so in Miami. And the Fulbrighters went to a club to dance and drink. Zaire had no idea what to do. He didn't know what to say. He didn't know how to act. He was just in total shock. After the 3 days, he flew to Austin, where he spent the year at the University of Texas. He was surprised also when he got to Austin. People smiled all the time. This is very odd. They smiled and said hi. But Zaire soon fell in love with Austin and had a wonderful year as a Fulbright scholar. He met people from all over. He met another Jewish woman who has become his friend for life. She invited him to a Passover Seder, which he really enjoyed. Another friend invited him to a Christian church, and he was amazed. The minister stood at the door, smiled, and welcomed each person, and they even prayed for the people in Iraq. So Zaire had a wonderful Fulbright year. At the end of it, when he was returning to Pakistan, the Fulbright organization offered him a position in Islamabad as a program officer. And so that's what Zaire did. In Islamabad, he met a lot of people from the US Embassy, and he was invited to speak and serve on panels many times talking about interfaith dialogue. One day at one of the panel discussions, there were a lot of US military officers in the audience. And when it was finished, they came up to Zaire and they asked him to have dinner with them. They wanted to talk. Zaire went out to dinner, and the army officer said to him, "We need you to work with us to help fight the Taliban. You know all the languages, you know the culture, we really need your help." Zaire was terrified. If the ISI, the secret police in Pakistan, found out that he was working directly for the Americans, it would be very dangerous for him. He could be kidnapped, his family could be tortured, he would become a target. But he thought about it and he decided, the Americans have come to Pakistan to help us. It's my duty to help them. If I'm killed, it will be okay because my conscience will be clear. So Zaire worked with the Americans as a cultural advisor for several years. Very dangerous work. He had to be very careful where he went and who he talked to and that he was not being followed. He did his work well, though. On May 2nd, 2011, everything changed. That was the day Osama bin Laden was killed. The ISI was furious. American institutions were closed down. Most Americans left. Zaire knew he was in trouble. His friends told him, "You must get out of the country. You must get to the US." And they told him there was something called political asylum. Zaire looked into it and found that if he went to the US and applied for asylum, he could not bring his children, he had newborn twin boys, and his wife, until he was actually granted asylum. But Zaire realized that he had no choice. So he got a visa from the US military and flew to the United States. He immediately applied for asylum. It took 5.5 years for Zaire to get his asylum. A US Army major vouched for him. A Navy SEAL testified for him. But the US government checked and rechecked his story, and it took 5.5 years. He hadn't seen his wife and children in 7 years as of now. So Zaire was, when he got to this country, he had a hard time finding a job. And he finally found one as a night receptionist in a cheap motel where he could also live. He would sit at the desk in the night and he would think to himself, the mullahs have really cursed me. But he didn't give up. He researched and he found a training program given by Northern Virginia Family Service that helps refugees start a new career in this country. And after the 6-month program, he found a job in an organization, a business architecture firm, as an administrative assistant. He worked his way up and took more classes, and he is now a software tester and a business modeler in this organization. I'm very excited to tell you this. I spoke to Zaire this morning. His wife and sons, who are now 7 years old, arrived in the United States 2 days ago. I want to read you what I put on the back cover of my book. It's a quote from Zaire. America is an idea. It's a culture of tolerance. All different colors and religions can live in coexistence. All can contribute positively. This idea must be a leader in the world. This idea must be preserved. If anything happened to this idea, it would be very bad for the rest of the world.
Margie, thank you so much for being with us, for sharing your words on this special National Refugee Shabbat. So important to all of us. And I want to share with our congregation a song that Kolenu sang, a virtual choir song. This song, I feel like it works so well on National Refugee Shabbat and with what you said, because it's all about offering our love to make the world a better place and our protection for everyone. And so I'd love for all of you to watch this now. This is Let There Be Love, a song by Noah Aronson, sung by Kolenu in a virtual setting.
Thank you so much, not only Margie for those inspiring words and stories, but also Kolenu for that spectacular, beautiful rendition of Let There Be Love and Let There Be Love. We continue now with the last part of our service. We begin this section with Aleinu L'Shabbat. It is in your prayer book on page 282. And if you're comfortable standing from home, if you'd like to, you may, and won't you join us?
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד ארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגובהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
And now we turn our hearts and minds and memories to those whom we have loved and lost. I think everyone is well aware of what a challenging period of time we are in as a congregation, as a community, and a nation in our world. There's great heaviness as we share names of those who have died recently, and also remembering those who have died at this season in years past. We begin by extending our condolences to Joe Marshall on the death of his sister Phyllis Levitt, who is not yet buried and therefore not yet in our Shloshim list. And we think of all these people who have died in the last month and send our love and comfort to their family members, our members at this time. To Les Novitsky on the death of his mother, Shelva, to Dan Poneman on the death of his mother, Dolores Poneman, to Sylvia Springer on the death of her daughter, Susan Pornaras, to Susan Goodwin and Dustin and Spencer, who lost their husband and dad, Steve Goodwin, to Molly Ross on the death of her mother, Harriet Narrens, and Sarah John on the death of her stepfather, William Bonner, to Susan Pedersen on the death of her father, Ed, and Juliana Park on the death of her mother, Selena, to Wendy Bloom on the death of her husband, Herb Bloom, and Nicole Gardner on the death of her mom, June Willens, to Lois Kramer on the death of her husband, Howard, and Armin Weiss on the loss of his sister, Florence Blank, to our past president, Jerry Greenwald, on the death of his wife, Wynne, to Hollis, or Holly Alpert, on the death of her mother, Ruth, and Sid Lewick on the death of his beloved wife, Betty Anna Lewick, to Joey Liner on the death of his mom, Linda, Randy Spolter on the death of his brother, Loring Spolter, Marilyn Brand on the death of her husband, Fred, Julie Walensky on the death of her beloved sister, Debbie, and Flo Levine on the death of her loving brother, Brian Krieger. And to these names, we add the names of people whose yahrzeits fall on this Shabbat every year. Murray Abbey, George Abrahams, Tim Arbogast, Eva Auerbach, Ken Burke, Stanley Berger, James Blaylock, Elizabeth Burkett, Leonard Carter, Elias Lee Chayette, Gil Colby, Herman Diesenhaus, Max Eisner, Benjamin Epstein, Jean Firestone, Carol Foreman, Frederick Friedgood, Irving Frenchman, Molly Friedman, Kibbe Gerstein, William Haynes, A. Daniel Hertz, Bessie Horn, Ida Itzkow, Patricia Kennedy, Louise Kofsky, Justin Kramer, David Lachterman, Sydney Lanter, Patricia Leopold, Hyman Levine, Milton Levine, Alfred Livingston, Philip Levy, Joseph Limprecht, Peter Manashevitz, Mildred Manasevitz, Jean Maskell, Kevin McGarvey, Edith Miller, Janice Milstein, Edwin Morrison, Max Newman, Henry Nierenstein, Louis Potashnik, Harold Revo, Norman Rich, Saul Reisenberg, Nancy Rossman, Leah Rubenstein, Estelle Salin, Abraham Sanders, Clarice Schiff, Erna Schlesinger, Leo Schwadron, Felix Seiden, Alfred Sellers, Abraham Shapiro, Andrew Sharon, Barbara Schwidock, Joan Slachter, and Minnie Stein, and all those people who have died in tragic situations of any kind in our community and our world. We turn now to the ancient words of Kaddish Yatom, the Mourner's Kaddish, and I hope you'll join me in saying these words. We say them in honor of all those whose names we have shared and those whose names you are thinking of. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah, v'alma divrach hirute v'yamlich malchute, v'chaye echon uv'yom echon uv'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael, v'agala uv'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam omei omaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yithale v'yithalal shemei dekudesha b'rirchu, le'olam mimko birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, da'al miram v'alma v'imiru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. May the source of peace and comfort and love, support and strength to everyone who is mourning, to everyone who is grieving here and everywhere, and let us say, amen. I think I have a few things I've been asked to share by way of announcements. So please allow me to mention a couple things. First and foremost, as I said before, there are quite a number of resources for those who want to follow up with actions that support refugees. You can most easily just go to our website and click engage, and then go to the social action page where you will find links to be involved in supporting immigrants and refugees and asylum seekers. So thank you for that. I also want to mention that coming up this week, on Thursday evening, we observe the holiday of Shavuot, and we hope you'll join us for worship at 6:30, and then at 8:30 for a program that is an exploration of Torah, including the real highlight, which is an interview between Beth Silver and our Soferet, the woman scribe who helps us with all our Torah scrolls. She does such interesting work. I encourage you to join us for that. And next Friday night, our service will be led by our confirmation class, who will finish their formal education with us, and we hope you'll be a part of that as well. That's also at 6:30. And finally, I hope you've received in the mail a copy of information about our congregational meeting. It will be, of course, virtual on June 9th. So those are important things to keep in mind. Also, your June connection will come to you virtually at the beginning of the month, of the next month. So thank you very much.
And now it's time for Kiddush. And so I invite everyone to lift up a Kiddush cup at home and join us as we sing together on page 5, the Shabbat Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lemikra'ei kodesh, zecher l'tziat mitzrayim. Kivanu v'acharta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, be'ahava uvratzon, hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh haShabbat. Amen. L'chaim. And our concluding song is the song that we sang when we opened our service, Olam Chesed Yibaneh, because believe me, it's all about love. If we can bring so much love to the world, we wouldn't have to have National Refugee Shabbat, right, Rabbi Schwartzman? It's really all about bringing love. So I'll put the words back on the screen, and let's join together in Olam Chesed. Yadadai, yai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yala lai lai lai, yala lai lai, yai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yala lai, yai lai, yala lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yala lai lai lai, yada lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yala lai lai lai, yala lai lai. Olam Chesed, Olam Chesed Yibaneh, kadadai dai dai, yadadai dai. 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 I will build this world from love, tadadai dai dai, yadadai dai. And you must build this world from love, yadadai dai dai, yadadai dai. Then God will build this world from love, yadadai dai dai, yadadai dai. Then God will build this world from love, yadadai dai dai, yadadai dai. Rabbi Schwartzman, it's hard to do these virtual things, but they know the words, right? We sing together, and also we should say these virtual services, they take a lot of people to make these happen. And in addition to Corey and Margie, we want to thank Beth Silver, our executive director, Laura Rosh, our office manager, who working behind the scenes to make these services happen tonight. So thank you very
And we
much.
thank you too, Mike, because you do so much to help us get on the right page with this stuff. Thank you for your expertise. Your broadcasting experience is serving all of us so well. We are so grateful.
Thank you.
And we're so grateful to all of you for coming to be with us yet again in the venue of worship and so many other times throughout the week. It's wonderful to know that our community and being here, even virtually, matters to so many. And inspired by Margie's words and by the readings and the thoughts of this worship experience, may we go forth from this Shabbat indeed to make the world a better place, to create more love, to create more inclusion, to open doors wider, and to make people safer. May we all also be safe and healthy, and may we be together in person sometime soon. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.